If y'all hate on me for this video, that just goes to show everything I need to know about you. Seriously, if you came to hate, this is not the video, okay? Because it's just not. Just listen, okay? So, trigger warning, this is about a very sick baby who unfortunately was unalived by the medical staff, who I and his father trusted. And the reason why I'm telling this story is not for publicity. It's not to make people feel bad for me. It's not to make people stop being mean or anything like that. I don't care what you got to say about me. But my baby never had a voice. I am his mother. It's my job to be his voice. And the people that failed him deserve to face justice. My son's story deserves to be out there, and my son deserves for people to know what happened to him. And all of the parents at that hospital who also have sick babies do not deserve what I and his father went through. So, okay, so I'm gonna start off with the pregnancy. So no hate to this clinic that I went to while I was pregnant, because they actually did help me and his father a lot during this pregnancy. It's more so Children's Hospital, which I will name, and the hospital that I gave birth at, which also has been doing not just me wrong, but a lot of people wrong, which I will also name. So anyway, when I was pregnant with Hunter, me and his father were homeless for most of it, and now I know what the comments are gonna say. Why would you get pregnant if you were homeless? First of all, I was pregnant before that time, okay? Life happens. You can't just expect for life to just pause, okay? So, personally, anyway, I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to get dragged for my political views, but anyway, what was I gonna say? Okay, so when I was pregnant with Hunter, we were in Fort Smith, Arkansas, because we believed that we would have better opportunities while we were there. And yeah, so that's why we were in Arkansas, but we did not expect to be homeless in Arkansas. So anyway, I'll tell that story later, but that's a different story. So anyway, at the clinic that I was going to, UAMS, they did a lot for us. They gave us food boxes, they gave us like support, they gave us resources to contact, they gave us a referral for the job that Hunter's dad got, and yeah, they did a lot for us. But anyway, when it was time for the 24-week anatomy scan, he would not roll over for his heart. Hold on, these damn lights. Okay, so he would not roll over for the other half of his heart. He was literally like curled up in a fetal position and was like, nope, 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 you are not checking any of my organs, I don't care. Because he was very stubborn. He's always been stubborn. But anyway, so that is why we believe that they didn't catch it, or that they didn't catch it. But they told us that his heart was in perfect shape. And spoiler alert, it was not. But we didn't know that. We went through the entire pregnancy believing that we were going to have a healthy baby. But they did say that he was going to be slightly underweight because my roommate's watching a movie, but they said that he was going to be slightly underweight because at the homeless shelter, they didn't care if you were pregnant or not. You still only got 3 meals a day. And a pregnant woman needs to have more than 3 meals a day. So I was basically having the bare minimum until the last stretch of the pregnancy where we finally got an apartment, which my older videos were filmed at that apartment. But anyway, the last month of my pregnancy was when we were finally off the street and into an apartment. So when we got to the hospital for my induction day, March 18th was when we went in for my induction date. He came out really fast, and he was born at Baptist Hospital in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And now, the reason why I'm flipping them off is because I almost, because of their negligence as well. Like, this isn't about what happened to me while I was there, but I will just go ahead and say what happened for context. But they believed I was being dramatic when my contractions were genuinely really painful. They believed I was seeking because I was being dramatic, just because they had failed to calculate my contractions properly, and they thought I was a little bit behind, so they thought that I either had a low pain tolerance or I was just seeking when I was asking for them. And then when they finally believed that my contractions were most likely really painful from what they could see on the monitor, and they were, they kept upping my meds because I wasn't dilated enough for an epidural, when in reality they told me that because they didn't have enough staff or whatever. But they also, so they like kept doping me up, and so I was like soaring at this point. And I had that like infection that pregnant women get, that you need amoxicillin at birth, and I am allergic to amoxicillin. So they had to keep giving me Benadryl every 15 minutes while they were giving me amoxicillin. And so between that and the Benadryl, I was not only soaring, but also I was starting to OD. And after they gave me the epidural, you are supposed to, for patients who, and I would know as a CNA, you are supposed to reposition bedridden clients or patients or residents or whatever. Anybody that is bedridden is supposed to be repositioned every 2 hours. When you have your epidural, you are paralyzed from the waist down. I was supposed to be repositioned every 2 hours. They did not. They left me sitting there while I'm in like a state, you know. And Hunter's dad was the one that repositioned me, and they came in to check on me, and they yelled at him for doing their job for them because they weren't doing it. So that's one way that they were negligent. They were also negligent with the fact that they had caused me to accidentally rip my IV out, because when I needed to pee and I kept pressing my call light multiple times for them to help me with my IV line, they did not come. I got impatient because I really needed to pee, and I wasn't about to sit there for hours in my own urine. So I pressed the call light multiple times. They did not come. I got up to walk my damn self to the bathroom, and what ended up happening was my line got caught on the wheel, and it caused my IV to just get ripped out. So not only did I accidentally go on the floor, but I'm also spurting everywhere because they weren't paying attention. So yeah, and then they got mad at me for giving them a hard time and being and for being annoying and giving them more work to do, basically. Anyway, part 2.